Maybe you're confused. Okay. You're very confused. And you're a raging Democrat. So raging leftist with that kind of questioning.
One of the worst side effects of having Donald Trump as president of the United States is that the peculiar way that he operates kind of infects everyone around him, especially Republican politicians. And some are worse than others. Nancy Mace is in the group that is worse than others. The other day, she's campaigning for governor of the state of South Carolina right now. The other day, she was out there doing a dual hit where she's campaigning for governor while also touting her record as a congresswoman, getting things done for South Carolinians. The only problem is she's using legislation and funding through legislation that she did not vote for. Not that she didn't vote for it, she voted no. She voted against it. It's just not like she didn't show up and didn't vote. She tried to have it not pass. And now that it has passed and the benefits are being realized by the people of South Carolina, she's acting as though it's on her. She took part in all of this wonder, all of this funding, all of this infrastructure, all of these projects that are benefiting you, great citizen, my constituent. I helped with this. And it's all a lie. And it's the new way of operating for Republicans. In a way, I mean, they've always been liars, but this way of doing things where you take credit for something that you put effort into trying to stop is really, really new in the manner that they do it, with the tempo that they do it, with the intensity that they show. It's new. And I ran across this tweet yesterday from Mehdi Hassan. You should follow him. Still a little questioning of all the people that are still on Twitter, but you know, they got to do them. He tweeted this: "Everyone please watch and share this." And then he lays out the steps that I want you to pay attention to when I play the clip of Nancy Mace. I have Stephen Moore on the brain because that's my next video. I want you to pay attention. First of all, the interview is like 7 minutes long, but I cut it down to about 3 or so just to give you a flavor for the conflict that ensued. But these are the steps. It's like the stages of grief, except it's for the stages of Trumpian moronicness. Everyone please watch and share this. 1, she lies about her record. 2, a reporter points out the lie. 3, she messes up her response. 4, then she goes on a rant. And finally, 5, she plays the victim and plays the misogyny card. Nancy Mace, folks. And he is absolutely right. He has identified the pattern in question here that I want to share with you. Brace yourself. Let me set this up first. She is talking about, again, the record, the infrastructure bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, and some of the benefits. She doesn't name it as that, but she's naming these projects that are being funded by the federal government for the state of South Carolina, and she's taking credit for them. And at the end, a reporter starts talking to her, mixing it up about different things, being very respectful, just asking questions, just pointing out some of the inconsistencies and asking, well, do you actually have responsibility for this? Can you actually be claiming credit for this when you voted against it? And Nancy Mace's answer is just, it makes no sense whatsoever. Maybe you should pick up a constitution. Maybe you should look at what Congress people do. Maybe you should see what my job is. It's my job. Your job's not to be an obstructionist, Nancy Mace. Your job's not to take credit for things that you tried to defeat, Nancy Mace. Your job, apparently, is to, transgenders are killing me. I shook someone's hand. Your job is to gallivant in convenience stores in your underwear while you're coming back for a vote. This is what you do. You are the embodiment of everything that is bad about our politics to a heightened degree. Here is this clip, and I want pay attention to the stages, not the stages of grief, but the stages of good grief. It kind of plays, right? Anyway, watch dipshit Nancy Mace.
I noticed up there one of the accomplishments, things you were touting was the I-5 2016 interchange.
What was the exit at Long Point Road? Yeah, not the interchange, but yeah.
But that funding came from the Inflation Reduction Act, which you voted against.
Right.
Is that an accomplishment? Is that something you can tout?
No, absolutely. I mean, absolutely I can tout that, because we'll often argue over how much money is spent, how much money is wasted, and the vast majority of the funding in that bill was completely wasted, particularly in the infrastructure bill that was $1.2 trillion. We only had $110 billion dedicated to roads and bridges in that particular bill. Of that $110 billion, only $70 billion was for public transit, leaving only like $40 billion for roads and bridges across every state in the country, which is outrageous, right? And South Carolina in the infrastructure bill only got an extra $1 billion over a 5-year period. So we fight over how we spend the money, how we appropriate it. But once the appropriations happen, I'm going to make sure that South Carolina, that we get our fair share, because that money's getting spent, and our tax dollars in South Carolina are equal to anybody else's in California, New York, Tennessee, anywhere else, North Carolina. We deserve that too. So just because we disagree on how the money's spent means we shouldn't get money for our roads and bridges. Isn't that kind of hypocritical? That's ironic.
I think I'm more asking, so you do agree then if you think it's okay for politicians who don't vote for
the federal government,
to take credit for...
It's literally our job to make sure that our states get the appropriations that they need when the money is assigned and spent, and grant funding.
Anybody, even when they vote against it.
I vote against almost every spending bill I've ever had before me because of the wasteful spending. This government has spent money on transgender surgeries for kids. It spent money on putting men in women's prisons. We've spent over $26 million at the NIH to castrate mice and test them on a date rape drug. So I, of course, would vote against a bill that did something outrageous like that, but when there's money being appropriated by the federal government, it is literally our job to make sure that we help organizations, government entities, state and local, get those appropriations by supporting them with letters of support, and that's what my office says. That's literally part of the job of being a member of Congress, and maybe you're confused.
Okay.
You're very confused. And you're a raging Democrat, so raging leftist with that kind of questioning. And I would say as a woman, you might want to think about how you view other women and how you treat other women, the way that you question them, because women are going to lead this country off the brink, and conservative women. The first female president of this country is going to be a conservative woman, not some liberal like you.
Okay, again, just a question about the bill, whether you voted for it or not, which we're touting.
This is literally the job of a member of Congress. You might want to look up what a member of Congress does, and maybe read the Constitution next time before asking me such a question.
Okay.
5 times over.
Just looking for clarification in the question.
You clearly need it.
Okay.
Pick up a Constitution and read it.
All right.
Your last question.
You were one of the...
Make it good.
You were one of the...
The only step that I think is missing is abusing the press, abusing the media, abusing the messenger, abusing the questioner. None of those questions were out of line. None of those questions were off limits. None of those questions were gotchas. Those are simple, basic, the most rudimentary of questions that should have been asked. At the basis level, it's, well, you voted against all of that. The Constitution has nothing to do with that. Your job is to vote for legislation or vote against it. But to take credit for something you tried to kill, to take credit for something you voted against, what's that have to do with standing up for women who are in office? Women are going to run this country, and it's going to be conservatives, not liberals like you. Is this the image, the visage of strength that you want to portray to the people of South Carolina, Nance? Is this it? Is this strong? Or is this weakness? Is this mentally weak and morally weak and ethically weak and demonstrating reason in the weakest manner possible? The only thing that there's some strong game going on here is the shark mouth of Nancy. How many teeth are in that mouth? I know we have like 212 bones. She's got to have 300 plus teeth, right? Or are they just all oversized? Nancy Mace is a political cartoon in real life with the distorted proportions. And that's coming from somebody with mighty distorted proportions. It's 6:58 in the morning for me right now, so you'll have to forgive me. Not you, Nancy Mace. You can fuck straight off. Anyway, what do you think? I would solicit your participation in this conversation. I'd love to hear from you if you're from South Carolina. I'd love to hear from you if you're a Republican in South Carolina. What do you think about this? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work, helping produce these videos with me. You can click the join button below this video on YouTube and become a channel member for $2 a month. You can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are great ways to help support and produce this work, reaching millions of people every month with an alternative way of thinking about things that is not, it's decidedly not MAGA. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine and take care of one another.